Okay, so if we go back into our scene now, let's just adjust these collider areas for our pickups. So we want to go into the axe. If we just double click this object, we can see that that collider is a little bit too close. So let's go on the size and just adjust these a little bit on the X and the Y. We can even just do the Z a little bit there. Okay, so that's a much better area, I think. And then also on the gun as well, so let's use this handgun M91AA model, and let's just adjust this size a bit. So yep, maybe like that, and this way as well, and on the Y. Okay, great. So I think that works fine. And this one is tagged as pickup as well. Okay, so if we now go back to the camera main, we want to hide these two slots because we don't need to see them. That's all internal. But we do need to change our distance because it was too short. So let's now put that on 8. 8 seemed like a good number. It was working. So let's just go back into our pickup script then and change these publics back to private, so that they won't show up in the inspector. Just save that one. So now we need to create a new script that is going to control when we actually pick these items up. So in the My Scripts folder, let's just right click, choose create and C# script, and let's call this pickup item. And let's just double click on that one to open it. Great. Okay, so we need a few serialized items to begin with, so let's just serialize. It's going to be of type game object, and it is going to be called pickup. So this is where you're going to associate which pickup item it is. We need another one that's actually going to switch off the pickup message if we don't actually if we do actually pick up the item, because the raycasting is no longer going to work because the item's been destroyed. So let's just serialize this field. Once again, type of game object, and this one, where have I gone to? This one is going to be pickup message. Okay, now we need a boolean, so I'm going to make this one private bool, and I'm going to call it pickup active. I'll make this one false to begin with. Okay, so that is good. Now, instead of having the void start, what I'm going to have here is an on trigger enter. So it's going to be a void on trigger enter. There we go. It fills it all in for us, which is good. And then we're going to say if other, which is the collider that's going to be colliding with this game object dot compare tag. And we need to compare if it's actually the player that's colliding with this object and not just some random enemy. And if that's the case, we're going to set pickup active to true. So pickup active, there it is, equals true. So we can now pick that up. Now we have to also disable that if it's going the other way. In other words, we're just leaving the object alone. So press enter a couple of times, and obviously this one's going to be on trigger exit. So as long as it's still the player, we're going to set pickup active to false. If we don't do that, it means that the pickup active is going to be true for that item for the entire game, so that wherever you are, you press E, you can actually pick that item up no matter where you are in the game. Okay, so now under the update, we're going to find out if pickup active is currently true. So if pickup active is equal to the value of true, Then we're going to press enter, and then we're going to check if savescript.canPickup is true. So in other words, are we currently displaying that message? Are we looking directly at the item that we want to pick up? CanPickup is equal to the value of true. And then we want to find out if we are currently pressing the E key. So input.getKeyDown, keycode dot capital E. And if all of that is the case, if all of that is true, then we can first of all set our pickup message, pick up message, there it is, dot game object. We can set this to false. Okay, so in other words, we can switch it off. Set active to false. And then what we want to do is simply destroy the object in question. So destroy, and it's going to be the pickup that we've associated it with. So pickup, and we don't want to do it straight away, because if we do that, it's not going to have time to run any of this other stuff. So we want to do it roughly about 0.2f. Okay, so in other words, 1/5 of a second. And that should work. So let's just save this. Check for any errors, make sure there's no errors, which there aren't. So let's just clear that. Now we want to find one of our pickup items. Let's start with the knife. Okay, so for the knife pickup, we're now going to drag our pickup item onto the knife itself. And where you can see the actual pickup. Oh, sorry, actually we're not going to drag it onto the pickup. Onto the knife pickup, so let's just I'll just remove that component. We're going to set it onto the knife cube. Okay, so pickup item goes onto the knife cube, and the actual pickup itself is going to be knife pickup. Now the pickup message is obviously going to be the pickup panel. Okay, so once you're over it, you press E, pick it up, and it destroys the knife pickup. Okay, the reason why it needs to be on this, on knife cube, is because of this box collider, which is set to a trigger. If we attached it to the knife pickup, it would actually be detecting the wrong trigger. Okay, it needs to be this much larger one. Oh, it's because we've not got knife displayed. Okay, so the knife cube is this bigger one. The knife pickup is the smaller one. That one's for the raycast. This one's for like the entering the trigger and pressing the E button.